Hi everybody, my name is Oliver Davies. I'm the president of the Finance and Economics Society at Cardiff Metropolitan University. Today we'll be joined with
Dr. Rafik Omar, lecturer of finance at Cardiff Met.
Dr. Sarfraz, I'm a lecturer in economics.
Dr. Kumbi Mabwe, senior lecturer in banking and finance.
Perfect. And today we'll be having a short discussion about AI and cryptocurrencies, focusing on how they're shaping the financial markets as we currently speak. So the first question, I'll start with you, Omar, if that's okay. I'll start with is AI generally changing market functions, or is it mainly improving the back end of companies themselves?
No, in my point of view, it's actually changing the behavior of the markets. We have three main eras. We have the high frequency trading era, which is from 1996 all the way to 2016. And then we have the machine learning era from 2016 to 2022. And then from 2022 to now, we have the AI or the LLM, which is the large language model era. So it's totally changing how the market behaves and the increased volatility in the market. I think it's mainly driven by this.
Would you have anything to add to that?
I would say, and this is what I tell my students in the class as well, that we are in an era that usually, historically, when we study the things, we see the evolution. The problem now is that there is no evolution. It's a paradigm shift. We are totally switching from something which I can call manual to digital now. So this is in a very lavishing way that in a rough way, I can call it this way, that it's a paradigm shift moving. And then the cryptos or the financial markets are not an exception. So they are facing this thing like what we are seeing, this high frequency trading or this real-time monitoring. So it has both, like we can say that it's a double-edged sword now.
Yeah, of course. Jared, anything to add to that?
Yeah, I think I'll add the broader side of things from the way I see it. I think it's changing the behavior of the markets in the sense that from the phases that Rafik has given us, probably 2008, there were not many, little investors, as they call them. But what we have seen with the advent of AI and machine learning and everybody thinks ChatGPT will give them investment information. They go there and they use that information and they go on the market. Now, obviously, the institutional investors are the big people, but the smaller investors, they've been an increase in that. And that kind of impact how the institutional investors also behave in the sense that, as Sarfraz said, we're not using the human mind. It's all automation. And that changes the way we behave as people in finance and the way the market behaves, such that I think those who do with models are actually getting challenges and help from AI as well. Help in the sense that you put in things, you get answers. But I don't think those models are doing much of prediction as they used to do because everything has changed.
Okay, that's perfect. So you've actually, funny enough, followed on to my second question. Is do you think that in industry these firms are relying too much on AI and not falling back onto the traditional models like you touched on? And I think you are saying that smaller institutions are relying too much on AI.
Yeah.
And would you to agree as well with that, or would you say it's a bit of both?
Smaller institutions are more reliant on AI, yes. Older institutions, they have their own legacy systems. So, and this is that's what's mainly driving their tradings. For them to give up on those legacy systems and to move to AI is going to be a very high cost. They are modernizing their systems today, yes. But for example, someone like Barclays, to move to an AI model, it's going to take more time, it's going to take more cost than someone like Revolut.
Yes.
And the other problem was what I call the democratization of investment. which means that anyone with a mobile phone and an app now can engage and say, I'm an investor in the market. And this, as much as introducing more people to the investment market, which is good for the economy, it's also introducing more volatility and more irrational behavior.
And risks.
Yes. What do you?
Yeah, I as an economist, I would say like that evidence is very important. So personally, I cannot claim that like which kind of institutions they are following it and those who are not, because I don't have the data for that. But then where is the evidence? The evidence, I find it a little bit, because I have to agree with Omar, because he's an expert in these things. So, and how I would agree is that the evidence, I find it in the behaviors. And over the past few years, I would say, and let's not go to years, let's go to a few weeks or months, and you will see that this herding behavior and this uncertainty that we have seen in the markets, that signals that there's something inhuman is going on actually. So that can be my evidence that yes, these institutions, they are more and more focused now on the AI platforms or the AI techniques, I would say.
Perfect. So moving a bit away from AI now, I appreciate your comments, is moving a bit more onto cryptocurrencies. I know obviously at the moment, markets aren't particularly well for cryptocurrencies. But so I kind of assume I know your answer, but my question to you is cryptocurrency more of a serious asset than it was 5 years ago? It's become more of a serious asset, but do you reckon it's more of a diversification tool, something more structured than it was before? Obviously in the future you can say that recently I think the US, they've said they're going to try and become the hub for it and bring some sort of centralized currency. I think I read something earlier today that the UK are trying to do something similar. And do you think that's going to work? I know it's a very big cover question, and I'm sure we can sit here for hours, but if you can give me some sort of...
What are, again, from what I'm reading, the new movement, the far right movement in the US, America First, Make America Great Again, all these movements, very nice people, don't get me wrong, they are trying to pull the rug from underneath the Fed Reserve. So they don't want the Federal Reserve to be in control of the currency anymore. And in the US, you have 12 federal banks that issue currency. What they are going to do is, in order to deprive them of their rights, they are going to instigate those stable coins to act as a currency, which is going to be substitute for those banks. So the Federal Reserve will be no longer in charge of the currency and the economy. Of course. And this is how I see it. They are pushing it in that way. And since the exchanges for those stable coins or currency will be in the US will still be in control of the world finances. And they are not giving that up to anyone else.
Just to pick on that before you move, could that be the reason why I think America as a country is not going for the central bank digital currency? Instead, maybe the 12 federal banks that you said, are they going for?
We have a central banker with us here, Sarfraz, so he can speak how the government wants to control people through the CBDCs.
So I would say that Americans, they are going for it, for the stablecoin. They are even, I would say that because this is the USDC and the USDT that we see, it is all converted into like, or at least linked to the US dollar. But what I am seeing, and the question actually, that was very important, the word that he used, it was that how much we should take it serious, this cryptocurrencies.
Yeah.
So that's very important actually, because a few years ago I would have said that, oh, this is just for speculation, this is just for gambling, so don't go for it. But as a central banker now, if I say that, oh, don't take it seriously, it's just, no, that's totally wrong. You have to take it seriously because it can shake the market, and it has done it. One thing that we have learned over the time, that we always used to say that gold and US dollar, they have an inverse relationship.
Yeah.
Where is that universal list?
That has been challenged.
Yeah, because there is someone unknown crypto hidden somewhere that is playing the game. Gold prices went from some point to another point, but dollar not that much. Small fluctuations, that is normal, but we didn't see it. So we have to take it seriously because this thing can cause systemic errors and it can cause a systemic instability.
And I think a case in point picking on that is the case of El Salvador. They adopted Bitcoin, but I think they've made a U-turn. I think for me, that was a case of, oh, we're moving. But now I'm thinking, what did they see that nobody else had seen? And what was the U-turn all about? And again, when it comes to crypto, I think it's quite a complicated area for us to really, really understand where we could position it. When you look at the US dollar and gold here, you actually don't know where to position it. And I think depending on what is happening in the world, it keeps on shifting its positions. But I think what I could say is the world of crypto is here to say what's coming, nobody knows.
Yeah, one last thing is there is a lot of opposition for said CBDCs because people see, oh, this is how the government can control us. So what the government is thinking, okay, we can take a step back, push for the stable coins, and we will be controlling the stable coins from the background instead of the foreground. So instead of telling them this is the dollar and we still control it, but whether it's digital or paper, no, we'll take a step back, let private institution issue their own money, stable coins, and then we will control that from the exchanges.
And I think this was one aim of crypto, to be alternative financial freedom and everything else. But from what Rafik is saying, looks like we're gonna say because they are coming back to control it, whether it's fiat or it's crypto. So we are at their mercy. But just to summarize on your question, I think I would say crypto is just a new financial infrastructure.
Perfect. Just because I value your time, of course, just to touch on the last question. So if you were advising students currently now if they wanted to enter finance today, how should they look and prepare the markets, which are now obviously being shaped by crypto and AI, whether that's the job market itself, or I think we just touched on crypto, to be honest with you, for the ins and outs of that. What would be your final piece of advice if we want to stop the going more?
If the students wants to prepare themselves for the future of the market, they need to get into the habit of following the markets, following the cryptos, following other commodities, because stable coins are not limited to the name of the currency, whether it's Ethereum, whatever it's going to be. What is it linked to? Is it linked to gold, to silver, to wheat, to corn? So they need to get into the habit of learning about the other commodities that these currencies are linked to and how this would affect the prices of these currencies.
Yeah, I would also have a second, Omar, and I would say that like in this time, actually, with certainty, you cannot say anything because we are in such a gray area now that we can talk about many things, but who knows the future? No one. Even it is very difficult to even understand where we are heading to.
Exactly.
As in the start, I said that it's a paradigm shift. Actually, it's not an evolution that I can follow it and I can go step by step. There is no such evolution. It's a paradigm shift. For the students, I would say that they need to understand where is their role, where is the human role in all this digital world. Because of course, at the end of the day, we cannot leave it alone to the AI, but in this age, we cannot leave it alone to the humans as well.
Yes.
So it will be that now we have to work together as team with the AI. And AI is there now as a team partner. So this is what they have to understand and to learn how to work in a hybrid world of financial institutions and markets.
Yeah, I think I would say the future world of employment belongs to what I would call a hybrid professional. I think with all the changes that we have discussed, it's no longer just I am an analyst, an economist, or otherwise. You will have to be dynamic. And in saying that, as was said by the previous speaker, I think the advice that I would give to a student is the world that you are going into needs somebody who can combine artificial intelligence with human intelligence in an effective and ethical way. Because I think, speaking to employers, they want graduates, obviously with knowledge, but I think we have moved from a knowledge-based kind of employment environment to a skills-based. And AI, I think for me, has become a graduate employability skill, because employers want students who can use AI ethically, be it they can question AI, because although we have not said it, we all know that what we get from AI looks good, but it could be empty. And therefore, from using it to questioning it, we also want to have people in the industry who can govern it. And I think because we don't know what's coming, I would say the graduate should look to be maybe a part economist, part AI analyst, part storyteller, part finance person. And that goes with the skills that I would say students need to acquire while they are in uni. For example, I think as universities, employers look up to us to impart students with skills. And one of the skills that we could impart to students is, for me personally, I would start by teaching students how to prompt AI and critique the outlook, the output, so that when they go in the industry, they're ready.
Perfect. Thank you very much. I really appreciate your time. Thank you. This has been the Finance and Economic Society podcast, and we look forward to continuing the conversations in the near future.